Hey, kings and queens. On my today's Get Ready With Me, I'm getting ready to go outside. Why? Because my kids went to my dad and my stepmama. So I am kid-free tonight. And I'm really just going to go out to eat and get a nice cocktail. My hair is already done, so I'm just going to wrap it up because, of course, I just like my hair to be out my way. I don't know why, but I don't like doing my makeup without my hair wrapped up. Don't ask me why. That's just what it is. As you can see, I done brought the pink robe back. I got the pink robe on. It's a story behind this pink robe. So look, don't call my pink robe dingy, okay? My pink robe has been with me since I was 13 years old. Like I have told y'all before, both of my grandmothers are gone to a better place. They are resting in peace. And this robe comes from my paternal grandmother. Now, I was very close with both of my grandmothers. So, you know how some people are closer with one over the other? Well, not me. I was very close with both of them. And they had this co-grandparenting relationship to where when we were younger, they would alternate weekends. They worked it out amongst each other because they were very good friends. My mom's mom and my dad's mom were very good friends, and they just worked it out with each other to who would have the kids at what time. Like they had their own order in place that they worked out. But my grandmother, who on my paternal side, she had her own pink robe. And mind you, let me tell you something, my grandma. My grandma on my paternal side, she thought she was the grandmas of all grandmas, okay? She thought she was the world's grandmother. So she would take, and both of them had some identical characteristics as far as they would take anybody in to help whoever. And like my mama's mama, she would also watch neighborhood kids and stuff like that. That's just who they were. But my paternal grandmother, baby, off the chain. Joyce and Marie Teresa Howard Dirt was off the chain, baby. But she loved her grandkids. She loves her grandkids, and she very much admired her grandgirls, especially. And my grandmother had a pink robe that we would all kind of take and wear sometimes because that was her pink robe that she walked around the house with, and we would take it and wear it sometimes, play with it, whatever, lay on it, whatever. So she bought us all pink robes. Now, Of the three grandgirls, I know I'm the only one that still have mine. I am a type of person that I just see sentimental value in things, and I keep stuff. I know in the spiritual world, my spiritual girlies have a name for that type of person, and it's called like the family historian. So I do like to do a lot of digging within my ancestry. I keep all my kids' teeth that they have lost. My son, for his first haircut when he was 1 year old, I still have his hair. His first outfit that he wore as a newborn from the hospital. My girl, the twins, I got the same on there. I just keep things for sentimental values that I view as treasures to me. So this pink robe, the story behind it and why it looks so dingy, but it looks like, to me, it's like wearing a royal cape or something. And I just really feel a close connection with my grandmother, who is, gone. But she bought me this robe when I was 13. Mind you, I've been skinny my whole life. At the time I was 13, it fit big because it's an adult small, as to why I could still fit it and wear it today. But it's an adult small. I've been having it since I was 13, and it's my favorite robe. I have so many robes in my closet, so it's not like it can't be, I can't swap it out with another, but it's just the sentimental value behind it makes it irreplaceable. So this is something that is near and dear to my heart, that I'm going to keep wearing it no matter how it looks, no matter what people feel about it, because it makes me happy and it makes me feel good. It's clean. I wash it just as often as I do any robe, linen, blanket. Hey, so it doesn't matter what anybody else think, but I just wanted to put that out there. So just to let y'all know, if y'all be roasting and saying that she got enough money to get a better robe, I have better robes, but none of them compare to this particular robe. In other news, have y'all watched the new show Elle? It's on Prime TV, Prime Video, whatever you call it. But Elle is a new show that they have released. It's a new series, And it's a spinoff off the movie Legally Blonde. I love Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde with Reese Witherspoon. She cannot be replaced as Elle Woods, but the young lady who is being teenage Elle Woods in the series, she's doing a good job, especially with the voice imitation. She sounds just like Reese Witherspoon with that very soft, perky voice. And it's a spinoff, again, of the movie Legally Blonde that takes place while she's in high school. So this is before she became an adult, went to college. This is in high school. This is showing her in her high school years while she's growing and developing. And I think it's just so cute. It's such a cute little series. And I hope they have a second season because I want to see more of it. That's why I need y'all to get out there and take your remotes, turn your TVs on, and go support that movie. It's so cute. And I don't want to tell y'all about it because once I start talking about it, I'll be done told y'all the story. But just trust me on this. It's really, really good. It's really, really cute. And it also kind of feed into her having a future in law. I could say that, and I like that about it. So I was like, oh, okay. And they dropped a little knowledge on me. I did not know that Marc Jacobs used to work for Perry Ellis. They mentioned that in the show. Mind you, the show takes place in like the late 80s, early 90s. Because again, it was Elle Woods being a teenager at this time. So it takes place in the late 80s, early 90s. But they dropped a little knowledge on me, a little fashion knowledge on me. I had no idea. And if I'm not mistaken, I knew that Marc Jacobs worked for Louis Vuitton at one point in his, before he popped out into who he is as a big designer. But I did not know he worked for Perry Ellis. And I was like, oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. So I appreciated that. I like anytime I can like learn something from a TV show or film. I don't know. I love that. Like, and it be the weirdest things. Like, for example, since I was a kid and I watched Soul Food, and when Ahmad had left that towel on the freaking stove top and it caught the kitchen on fire, baby, that taught me don't you ever leave no towel or no oven mitt on top of the stove because it may catch it on fire. Like, I mean, it be the littlest thing like that to teach me lessons. Like, I don't know. Do y'all do that? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But that's what Ahmad taught me in Soul Food. Don't ever do that when you cooking. Put that shit back in the drawer and don't catch the house on fire by leaving it on top of the stove because he did do that. Another thing that I learned, and my mama think this is so funny. One day, because mind you, me and my mama really like Little House on the Prairie. Like, Little House on the Prairie is one of my all-time favorite shows. If I want to, like, the Ingalls family and the Cosby family are my two top favorite good families. Coming in third, the Addams family. Even though they were haunted, that was a really good, close family. I like their closeness and their family dynamic. But the Ingalls, Charles Ingalls was a good daddy. And that just was a good, wholesome Christian family. I really love the Ingalls real bad. Anywho, me and my mom was talking one day, and this is 2 years ago. But it's just funny because she laughed at me when I had said this. So we were pretty much talking about, Little House on the Prairie. And I was just like, oh, mama, let me tell you what I had learned from Little House on the Prairie when I was little. Because I used to watch this show at my maternal grandmother's house because she used to take care of both of her mothers. Her stepmother who raised her and her biological mother. They were, very old, sickly. My great-grandmother's very old, sickly people who couldn't look after themselves, and she took care of them. And they used to always keep Little House on the Prairie on the weekends. That, and they love their westerns, Gunsmoke. But anywho, so one episode that stuck with me that I never forgot was the mom, Carolyn Ingalls. She had I forgot exactly what happened, but something happened to her leg to where it was getting infected to the point to where she was about to get gangrene. And so, mind you, back then, this is like, 1890s, 1875. I know it's post-slavery, but during like the Oregon Trail type of era or something like that. I don't know. But, you couldn't just go to a hospital like that. You couldn't go to a hospital like that. You really had to use your own remedies, and they had a doctor that would come around and stuff like that. But again, it was just a different time, and technology wasn't as developed as it is now. But she was up in that house suffering. I remember Carolyn in that house suffering because of what happened to her leg, and I think she had got like a big cut or something on her leg, and she had just wrapped it up. Initially, she had just wrapped it up. She was like, oh my gosh, she wrapped up her leg or whatever like that. But she ended up having to get like an iron and burning her leg or something like that because it was getting so infected to the point where she couldn't walk. And, gangrene, is when something gets so infected, you have to, amputate your foot or your leg. And so she was like, I'm not fit to have to get my leg amputated. So baby, she took that little iron and burnt, to get that infection out of there because it was getting so bad, on the show. And so I just learned about gangrene from that show. Mama just thought that was so funny because she was like, girl, what? Because I was just like, oh, Mama, that's all I learned about gangrene. And she was like, what? Gangrene of all the things? And I was like, yes. And that kind of scared me as a kid to where I never wanted to get. And I guess that's why I was never rough, and I didn't want to be rough. Like, I was never that type of girl that wanted to climb in trees, and I never wanted to, I would to a certain extent, but I didn't care about swinging high and jumping out of a swing and trying to prove myself and all that, trying to prove that I'm rough and I'm just as athletic as a boy. Because, child, I was just like, I don't want to ever get a scrape or scar that get infected and then I get gangrene. I don't know, but that's what I made that connection with. So anytime I would even see my friends, people, and I never shared this because it was one of those inner, feelings of anxiety to where if I seen a friend or somebody, or even if I got a little scrape, I would be really, really panicking, over something so small. I remember one time I slammed my finger in the car door, and I was panicking. Don't get me wrong, it was painful, but more of the panicking came from because I seen all the blood. But I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to get my thumb amputated because I done shut it in the door. What if it get infected? I don't want to. It's just a whole lot was going in my head, and that's just that's just childhood. That's just being a child. I know it has to be a really, really deep cut before it can just completely be infectious. But again, I was a kid, so that just saved me from just trying to fit in with, boys outside that we would play with. And, my cousin, she was a little bit more rough. And again, when she would have stuff happen to her, I was like, oh my God, I hope she don't get gangrene, so she don't get no infection because it's my cousin. It was just traumatic. Bless my heart. But another thing that I learned from Little House on the Prairie, and mind you, I don't know how to fish, but I said if I ever go fishing, because Laura Ingalls would do this. Laura Ingalls, she would always, catch fish. She would take a stick, make her own little fishing rod, put a string on it, and she would take dough balls and use that as the bait to catch the fish. And I wonder if that really worked. I wonder if you go and make a little dough ball, because I know people use the earthworms, something like that, as bait to catch a fish. But I'm like, I wonder if that really worked. If you ball up a little dough ball that you take with some flowers, make a little dough ball and put that on the end of the fishing rod, and would that really work? So I said that one day, I don't know when, because I'm 36 now, but it's not the end of the world. Doesn't mean I can't go fishing, but one day I'm gonna go fishing. Probably go call up my grandfather because he loves to fish and he has a boat and he has some land, a trailer, and all this kind of stuff. But whenever I'm ready to get down and dirty, and when I'm feeling just adventurous, I'm gonna call him up and I'm gonna go with him on his boat and try to catch some fish. And I'm gonna try to catch it the way Laura Ingalls did, making my little dough ball and putting it on the little hook And I'm gonna try to see if that works, if I can catch a fish like that. What y'all think? Don't laugh, because I just want to know if it worked. Laura did it all the time. She would always catch a whole lot of fish with no problem. So I feel that it's some truth to it. Like, that was, you know, that Little House on the Prairie was made so many years ago. I think Melissa Gilbert is like at least 60 by now. And so Melissa Gilbert is who played Laura Ingalls, if you don't know. And she still collecting a check from Little House on the Prairie, because they just put it on Netflix, y'all. I was watching it on Peacock and on one of the Prime TV channels. That's how I would watch it. But now they put it on Netflix, which lets me know that I am not the only one that still watches Little House on the Prairie. That is a classic show. That is a classic show that was so positive. They just don't make TV like that no more. It was so positive and family oriented. Anytime my kids just bust up in my room without knocking and having permission, I ain't gotta stop my TV. They can come in and join me and watch Little House on the Prairie. See, people think that show is boring, and I don't get like boring. I get inspired. I get emotional, because baby, all they gotta do is play a little sad song, and here I am crying because something done happened. But I could go on and on about Little House on the Prairie, because I watched one the other day with Mr. O'Hara, and I have a whole story about that. Maybe I could tell you that in the next one. But I know y'all really just came here to see how the look is going to come out. Well, here she go. Here she go with the red lip popping. This particular red is called Feel So Grand. It is by MAC Cosmetics. I replaced Ruby Woo with her because, oh my God, I really feel so grand when I wear it. And I just love this color red on my lips.